Licenses. License describes a group of features can be accessible by the user. While adding a new user to the organization, each user should be associated with a license. Based on the number of users to be get added, we need those many number of licenses inside the organization. Note: user to license, we have one association. Salesforce provides the various types of licenses as below. 1. Salesforce license or full license or standard license. 2. Salesforce platform license. 3. Chatter-free license. 4. Customer community login license. 1. Salesforce license or full license or standard license. This license will grant the full permission on the organization to the user. Which means, the user can access all the features like apps, tabs, objects, fields, records, features etc. 2. Salesforce platform license. This license will purely concentrates on platform functionalities. Which means, it will grant the permissions on all custom apps, tabs, objects, fields, and features along with 5 standard objects like account, contact, document, task and event. Note: but, this license won't grant the permission on standard applications and other standard objects and features. 3. Chatter-free license. This license will grant the permission on the chatter feed, which is used to post the required content, and can be accessible by the group of people. Note: it looks like as an internal communication messenger in the organization. 4. Customer community login license. This license is used to grant the permissions on community portals to the users. X. Customer community, partner community, custom communities etc. Note: all the licenses information will get stored inside the user license object. Profiles. Profile is nothing but a component, which contains a group of permissions, which can be assigned to one or more users within the organization. Profile is acting as a mediator between the user and organization. While creating a user, each user should be associated with only one profile. But, the same profile can be assigned to multiple users in the organization. By using profiles we can grant the permissions on apps, tabs, objects, CRUD operations on the objects, fields, Apex classes, Visual Force pages, session settings, general permissions etc. Each profile should be associated with a license type. But, with the same license type, we can create multiple profiles. Salesforce provides 2 types of profiles. 1. Standard profiles. 2. Custom profiles. 1. Standard profiles. These are the ready-made profiles given by Salesforce by default. These can be customizable up to some extent, and these can't be removable from the organization. 2. Custom profiles. The Salesforce administrator or developer can create their own profiles by cloning an existing ones. Custom profiles are fully customizable and removable from the organization. Note: it is always recommended to the developers to create their own custom profiles and assign them to the users. User management. User is nothing but a person who can log into the Salesforce organization and can access the applications and data. User can be either a customer or partner or end user or employee. We can add one or more users to the organization. But, each should be associated with a separate license. Note: user management can be done only by the Salesforce administrator. While adding a new user, each user should requires a license and a profile. All the user's information will get resides inside the user object. Role hierarchy. Role hierarchy is used to make the subordinates' records to be visible to the manager by default. Which means, when the subordinate person creates a record, then it will get visible to the manager automatically by default. By using role hierarchy, the manager can monitor the progress or performance of each individual in the organization or team. Role hierarchy will just grant the permissions on the records. Salesforce provides the default role hierarchy, which can be customizable based on the need. And we can create our own custom role hierarchy based on the requirement. Once the role hierarchy can be configured, then we can assign the roles to the users. Note: a user should be always associated with only one role. But, a role can be assigned to one or more users in the organization. All the roles information will get resides inside the user role object. OWD, Organization-Wide Defaults. Organization-wide defaults are used to define the baseline level of access of the records inside the organization. Which means, when the user creates a record in the object, we can define the level of access of the record within the organization. OWD indicates which record should be visible to whom. OWD options can be applicable only at the object level, which will be applied to all the users inside the organization irrespective of the profile. Salesforce provides the below 9 OWD options. 1. Private. 2. Public read-only. 3. Public read-write. 4. Public read-write transfer. 5. Public full access. 6. No access. 7. Use. 8. View only. 9. Controlled by parent. Note: 1. Private, public read-only and public read-write options will be applicable for all standard and all custom objects, except Pricebook object. 2. Public read-write transfer option will be applicable only for lead in case objects additionally. 3. Public full access option will be applicable only for campaign object additionally. 4. No access, use, and view only options will be applicable only for the Pricebook object. 5. Controlled by parent option will be applicable only for child objects, which are associated with master detail relationship. Note: while creating a custom object, by default Salesforce will assign the OWD option as public read-write. Private, when the object's OWD has been assigned as private. Then, if the user creates a record in the object, then record will be visible only to the record owner and his manager. But, the other users inside the organization won't be able to access the records. To make the records to be visible to the other users inside the organization, we have to use the help of a sharing mechanism. By using sharing feature, we can share the record to one or more users inside the organization with the required level of access. Salesforce provides the below 3 types of sharing mechanism. 1. Manual sharing. 2. Automated sharing. 3. Apex sharing. Manual sharing. Manual sharing refers to the process of explicitly granting access to records on an individual basis. Salesforce administrators or record owners can manually share records with other users or groups by using the sharing button on the record detail page. This allows for fine-grained control over who can view or edit specific records. Automated sharing. Automated sharing in Salesforce refers to the automatic sharing of records based on predefined criteria or sharing rules. Salesforce provides various automated sharing features such as sharing rules, criteria-based sharing rules, and sharing sets, which allow administrators to define sharing criteria and automatically grant access to records without manual intervention. Automated sharing simplifies the process of managing access to records and ensures that users have the appropriate level of access based on their roles and permissions. Apex sharing. Apex sharing involves programmatically sharing records using Apex code. This method is typically used to automate sharing based on complex business logic or criteria that can't be achieved through standard sharing settings. Apex sharing allows developers to create custom sharing rules and logic tailored to the specific needs of their organization.